We are very, very thankful to enjoy the first week of spring together on this beautiful UMES campus. Please help me to thank our hosts, UMES President Dr. Heidi Anderson and Dr. Robert Mock, all of the teams here at UMES who helped bring this event to life. Your hospitality, your support, absolutely unwavering, and we appreciate that each and every year, and you deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, UMES. Oh, hey, also a very special thanks to our friends from PAC 14 for ensuring that we can broadcast our annual meeting online. They're at the back of the room. Hi, guys. Thank you. Hello to everybody out there in the cyber world. Thanks for always having our good sides on the camera, too. If you have been here before, you know that as your MC, I am famous for my housekeeping items. Restrooms, absolutely essential. They are located through the doors on your left, my right, where you came in, and as you cross that threshold, they are immediately then on your right. Hey, please continue helping yourself to lunch, coffee, desserts as we make our way through the program. Trust me, there's plenty there for seconds. We hope you're enjoying that. And how about a nice round of applause while we're doing this for the food service team at UMES here too, who got that all together for us. Good job there. I hope that you are snapping and sharing some great photos today. We encourage you to do that. And please, take a moment now, if you haven't done so, to silence your phones. Mine is sitting on the title health table, and I hope it's silenced, I don't remember. And as you're snapping and sharing, don't forget to tag UMES and the United Way using hashtag UWLES and hashtag Together We Live United. In the interest of time and not to miss anyone, which is another thing that I am absolutely famous for as a master of ceremonies, I would like to ask our elected officials to please stand if you're in the room for recognition. I know there are some conflicting events today, but we do believe that we maybe have a couple of you here today. Thank you so much for your leadership, for your service, and for your advocacy of all of us here on the Lower Eastern Shore. Thank you so much. And now, if you are able, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? The U.S. flag will be displayed on the video screens around the room. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to welcome to this microphone, and he is no stranger to most of us in this room, the UMES Chief of Staff, United Way Board Member, Dr. Robert Mock, who will bring our official UMES greeting. Dr. Mock.
Welcome, everyone. I bring you greetings on behalf of President Heidi M. Anderson, who was not able to be with us today. She's out on business travel, but thank you all for showing up to our wonderful institution. UMES is on the move, and so we're very proud of some of our recent accomplishments. I won't spend too much time telling you about all of those, but I'll mention a few. We have a new pharmacy facility building on here on our campus, and so we're very proud of it. And if you haven't had an opportunity to see it, please drive by it. In the lot sort of next to the pharmacy building, we have the groundbreaking now, which is already open for a new ag research facility, $64 million. We're very proud of that because, you know, on the shore, we're all about agriculture and farming and the fisheries. In addition to that, we've been proven to have the opportunity to have a veterinarian school open here in 2026. So you should clap for that. We need veterinarian schools. And as a result of that, we'll have phase 2 of a pharmacy health professions building that will house the veterinarian school. So UMES is on the move. We've had 3 straight years of increased enrollment, so we're very proud of that. And looks like we're going to have a 4th, so we're tracking in a very positive way. So just want to say that we're very proud of the work that we're doing here at the institution. I'm going to take a little moment of silence here as I read some sort of reflections. Let us be thankful for the delicious meal and those who have prepared and served us today. Let us celebrate the commitment of our neighborhoods and our neighbors to support one another in sharing their gifts, talents, and time for the common good. Let us honor the countless partners in this room and beyond, those organizations, community members, and companies across all sectors whose collective efforts may move us forward every day. Let's appreciate our blessings, for there are many of us, those who hold on to, even if we may not feel the same way as others. And together, let us keep everyone who is struggling and facing challenges, seen and unseen, in our hearts. In this room, across the Lower Eastern Shore and the nation and throughout the world, there are many who are in need of being seen, heard, and lifted up with kindness and compassion. Let us remember, in a big and small way, we all live united and provide help, comfort, and hope for one another. Thank you. And you all can now join us today. Thank you for joining us today, and I'll turn this program back over to Roger, and enjoy the program, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Mock. It is always a pleasure, and I've told you this before, for this hawk to come home. Good to see you. Thank you. I cannot believe, and I'm sure you can't either, that another year has flown by and it is time to celebrate the United Way's 78th year. That's phenomenal. So nice to celebrate the accomplishments and the leaders of the United Way's campaign each fiscal year. And just a reminder, that changes over every fall. We'll look back on some highlights today, and you'll find much more in the hot off the press annual impact report that's on your table. So please be sure to check that out, and please be sure to take that home with you today when you leave. Today, during this program, we'll be sharing some good stuff, really good stuff about our work and impact. We'll honor, of course, our award winners, but we're mixing up the format just a little bit for you today to engage our honorees throughout the program versus doing that at the end of our program, which we used to do in years past. After all, we've been here almost 8 decades, right? Doing these annual meetings. We'd like to change things up to help it from getting stagnant. So let me help move that along by getting off the stage and getting this show on the road. Please join me now in welcoming to the podium the United Way's 2022-2023 Board Chair and our immediate past chair, Ms. Joy Strand.
You too. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Roger. We really appreciate all of your efforts and all of the support that you provide, not only individually, but your facility, Tidal Health, as well. So thank you for all you do. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone on behalf of the United Way Board of Directors. I don't even know how many years I've stood up here, and it is so nice to see all of your smiling faces. We're getting bigger and bigger now that we're continuing to grow for our events after COVID has ended. The 2022-2023 campaign year ended my 2-year assignment as the board chair. I have really been very grateful and appreciative to lead our great group of volunteers and our phenomenal staff. So I'm very pleased to continue to be part of United Way and thankful for everyone that is helping us. During that year that I was chair, we adjusted to a smaller executive committee, and we began our multi-year initiative to reduce the size of our board. If you've been to other United Way events, you've heard us talk about our strategic plan and some of our strategic initiatives, and one of those is to reduce the size of our governing board and implement an advisory committee. We did progress nicely. We moved from 34 board members to 28 board members last year, and then this year we're down to 22 members, which is a little more manageable. And this year's chair and leading the board is Sonia Wedded. Our outgoing members were a variety of reasons. Nobody was pushed off the board. Everybody was through attrition. They expired terms, they moved to the advisory committee, some of them moved out of the area. So that has been our approach to reducing the size of our board. And then some of them did transition to the advisory committee, which we're implementing and getting up and running now. I want to recognize the volunteer leaders who have graciously continued to serve on the board. We are an organization that tends to grab you and keep you for several years. So they have really made a lot of commitment and a lot of effort. They share their time and expertise to help us govern. They share their financial gifts to strengthen our work and their advocacy and insight to expand our impact and our network of supporters for United Way mission. Because it really takes everyone to provide the work and the support that we do for the community. Sonia's out of town today, so on her behalf, I will present our current board and recognize our outgoing members. And if you would please hold your applause until the end of the list. Again, it's a lot of folks, so it might take just a minute. The executive committee this year, 23-24, is Chair Sonia Whitehead. Myself, I am the immediate past chair. Mary Magnuson is the executive vice chair. Matt Chance, treasurer. Jim List is our development chair. And of course, our illustrious Pam Gregory as our president and CEO. Our board of directors in 2023 is Dr. Michelle Canopy, Steve Farrell, Dr. Catherine Fidler, Dr. John Gaddis, Amy Hansen, Annette Johnson, Candace Johnson, Jennifer Layton, Victoria Mealy, Dr. Robert Mock, Courtney Monar, Sharon Morris, Alexis Mumford, Dr. Brian Newton, Laura Rodriguez, Mark Rudnick, and Tracy Simpson. Our outgoing members include Dr. Memo Derricker, Michael Franklin, Roy Geiser, Dr. Donna Hanlon, Gus Dubois, Jesse Reed, Dana Seiler, Cole Toston, and Beth Wilson. I do invite all board members, any past board members, and any of our newly formed advisory council members to please stand, if you will. Thank you again for all your leadership and your support in so many ways. Sponsor slides? Great. I want to thank a very special group of supporters from our last campaign. These folks have been alongside us for many years to provide support to our campaign, providing donor appreciation materials, event and program support, and volunteers and more. If a representative from each could stand and we could hold our applause till the end. Our impact champion is Purdue Farms. Our campaign partner is Avery Hall Insurance Group. Anchor Society sponsor, PNC Bank. Leadership Society sponsor is First Shore Federal. Campaign video sponsor is Tidal Health. And our Volunteer Center sponsor is Bank of America. Your leadership inspires others to get involved, and they make a difference too. So thank you for leading by example. And we always appreciate your continued partnership and your support in so many ways. Thank you. Roger mentioned the impact report, and if you check that out, you'll see we have a lot of great updates. I won't go over everything, but I do want to share a couple of things that you'll find inside. First of all is our Addiction Awareness Arts Competition. Last year we had 55 pieces submitted by local high school students from across the Lower Shore. You might have seen a lot of their artwork as you made your way into the ballroom, and if you didn't happen to see them, please do take a look on your way out. There's some astounding work there. This annual competition encourages students to explore the challenges of addiction. It inspires hope, support recovery, and reduce stigma through their art. Awards are presented in each county, and the overall Best in Show was titled Letting Go of Your Addiction by Jacob Payne, a senior from Pocomoke High School. Submissions for this year's competition are due on April 5th, and they're open to any high school students, so please help spread the word. We do always get a lot of interest, but it's always good to increase the number of entries. My personal favorite, Dolly Parton Imagination Library. It is our signature direct program, and we have reached several milestones in that program. We achieved over 5,000 books distributed monthly, and over 57,000 free books were delivered to children in our 4 counties last year. That is a lot of reading, and that is just wonderful. As you'll hear shortly, this program continues to steadily grow in its exciting impact. The last fun fact I'll share is how nothing happens without hardworking staff like United Way. Where are our wonderful staff? Please stand. Pam, Steve, where are all of you? Kathy? I'm sure I'm going to miss somebody. Did we miss anybody? Is somebody not here today? Vestina's not here today. I was like, there's not enough. They're a small but mighty group, but I do so appreciate the staff. Being on the board is a very good honor, but it's really the staff who get things done, and they are tireless, and they are always there, and I cannot thank them enough for all they do. I'm going to introduce President and CEO Pam Gregory to share some brief remarks and get us moving into our first awards. And please enjoy the rest of the program, and again, thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. This is always one of my, truthfully, this is always one of my most nerve-wracking weeks. But by the time I get right here, right now, this is one of my most favorite things, is to look out amongst so many friendly faces and our supporters and our colleagues and our partners and our donors and our board members and volunteers, and thank you. So thank you again, Joy. Appreciate everything that you have done and all the extra efforts you put in over the 2-year term, our first 2-year term, and the support you continue to give, and to all our board members. And I'm really thrilled about the advisory council work that we've got coming ahead too. So I'd also like to offer my quick thanks as well to Dr. Mock and all the UMES teams for this amazing work on today's event. Roger, where are you? There you are. You think the red shirt would have me. You're always on point, and I so appreciate you. And shout out to our PAC 14 friends in the back too. Thanks to your expertise and efforts for making everything continue to go smoothly. And I certainly echo Joy's appreciation for our board and staff. As you heard, we are small but mighty, but nothing actually happens without them. I just do what they tell me. So it also can't be overstated how much of an honor it is to work with all of you. I will say, and she's going to probably not like this, but if you haven't met our new marketing and events coordinator, Diana Mosteller, she's buzzing around behind the camera. Please introduce yourself if you have a moment. She's been on board a few weeks as our new marketing and events coordinator and hit the ground running, and we're thrilled to have you on the team. So as you all know, we thrive on partnerships, which evolve in many ways. And of course, we'll touch on that today. So first, I want to recognize and thank our nonprofit partners, who we provide funding and other support to throughout the year. Many of them lift up our ALICE neighbors facing food, housing, and economic insecurity. Some mentor and help our children learn and dream big. Others work to empower better physical and mental health, and there's so much more. They all do awesome work, but it is sure not easy. We have quite a few of our partners represented today, and I'd like anyone from our partner agencies to please stand so we can thank you for all that you do. Don't be shy. Come on, y'all. I encourage you all to check out the Impact at a Glance section of our report, which is in the back, and summarizes some examples of the collective impact of our funded and direct programs. There's a lot going on that page, but here's a couple quick things to just shout out about. Over 730 children were supported last year in school enrichment programs. Over 1,400 people received home food delivery, which are easy to heat up, nutritiously balanced meals. And 90 individuals obtained permanent housing. Now, that one might not sound like a big number, but believe me, there's a lot that goes into making that happen and many barriers that have to be overcome to do so. And like I said, none of this happens easily because nonprofits have limited resources, from staffing, financial resources, physical space, technology, whatever that may be. And we certainly get it because, frankly, we do too. One thing we focused more on over these past couple years is listening to what our partners' needs are and what we can do to help reduce barriers, especially when it comes to applying for United Way partnership and funding. So last year, our staff and board made the strategic decision to offer partners their choice of requesting operating or program support, and that goes into effect with the annual process opening next month. We're also doing more to streamline the application. Making the process less complicated provides better access for smaller organizations or newer staff members who don't have grant writing experience, just to name one benefit of that. Not to mention, it might help our team too. This in no way, please know, this in no way changes our commitment to being good and thoughtful and transparent stewards of our donors' gifts. Our committee and staff will still be looking at budgets, learning about the program's successes and challenges, and following measured outcomes. But by embracing the trust that we have built with our partners, making our process easier to navigate and keeping communication lines open, we'll be doing more to help them put the dollars where they really need it while making the legacy of our partnerships even stronger. So on this topic, I want to put a quick plug in for a documentary that's coming out this summer called Uncharitable, which is opening conversations across the country, long overdue, frankly, about the restraints nonprofits work in and the challenges that highly restricted funding and other perceptions can bring in delivering on our missions effectively and efficiently. The Community Foundation's team joined our team to pre-screen the film last month, and we'll be sharing out how and when you can check it out too. It's supposed to be out in early June, but we'll see. I haven't heard an update. We think this will help raise awareness and inspire some great community conversations, so stay tuned to learn more. So let's go ahead and get started with our first award of the day. I'll preface that we do have two awardees today who couldn't be with us. But instead of having someone accept on their behalf, which is, great, but frankly, it's kind of boring, we were able to arrange an early surprise for them. They didn't exactly receive their award because they hadn't arrived yet. They just came earlier this week. And we do have them now, and they'll get them. But Diana, another talent of hers, is origami, and she made some really fun replicas that we could share and basically fill with candy. So we're starting with our Legacy Award, which honors a special commitment and involvement with our United Way. And we don't necessarily present this every year. But this year we have two people who have gone above and beyond for the last 15 years, 15, longer than I've been at United Way, as the leaders of their campaign, which in a company of thousands of people is no simple task. They have been a true dynamic duo, continuously managing our largest campaign at Purdue Farms. They have brought together an impressive team of department champions, with many who stay involved for much of those 15 years. They have the campaign process down to a science to provide every associate in every location the opportunity to learn about United Way and our partners, the impact any size gift can make, and find out about local resources that someone may need. That doesn't mean they don't put some fun into it. Over the years, there's been dunking booths, company-wide cookouts, partner agency tours, lots of trivia and contests, and even a competition on who would have to clean the muddiest truck you have ever seen. While the pandemic tempered much of the shenanigans over the past few years, their commitment to engaging their colleagues remains steadfast. Together with their team of coordinators, they have raised well over $3.1 million in associate giving and leveraged the company's generous match and other corporate support to a whopping $4.8 million in just the last 15 years. That's incredible. All of that for our local United Way and the area we serve here across the Lower Shore, for our neighbors. So that's really amazing. They also, I need to give this shout out to Purdue because they also are very committed to offering those same opportunities throughout the network and footprint of all of their locations across the nation, and that's really amazing. And we are thrilled to have them also as a United Way worldwide global corporate leader. So it's bittersweet that our current campaign is the final one that these ladies will lead. I mean, I don't know why on earth why they would want to walk away from this little task. But seriously, they have continued to do it for the love of our community and their commitment to our mission and partnership. And they have definitely created a true legacy. Unfortunately, neither could be here today, but we were, as luck would have it, but we were able to share breakfast with them earlier this week and spoil the surprise. So let's give a big round of applause so that they can see it online later and hear how much they are appreciated for our Legacy Award winners, Jennifer Cannon and Amy Wingate. Put that picture back up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we had a really nice breakfast, and the ladies are just delightful, hearts of gold, and it was really fun to spend that time together. Thank you guys, appreciate you putting that back up. And while we're talking about Purdue and reflecting, I do also want to give a special thanks to them and the Purdue Foundation for their support as our Impact Champion and our annual kickoffs too. I know some of you here joined us for our 22-23 kickoff, the year we finished out and are now celebrating, which, if you have a memory, which some of us don't always have a memory as we get older, that was all the way back in the fall of 22 already. But we followed that event with some fun volunteer projects, and Purdue made that happen. So thanks to dozens of volunteers and Purdue's generosity, we packed 500 Imagination Library welcome packs and over 100 welcome home kits full of essential supplies for those transitioning out of a shelter into their own home. It was a lot of fun, and many hands made light work as we were done in record time. I think we were done in under 90 minutes. It was craziness. I also want to thank Tidal Health as our video sponsor for helping us share two incredible stories of our partners' impact at the Seton Center and Village of Hope. They're on YouTube and definitely worth a rewatch if you haven't seen them in a while. And I need to give a personal shout out to Miss Mariah from Seton Center back there. Raise your hand, my dear. Who was the absolute star of the Seton video. She's got an amazing story. Check it out. So even though fundraising overall remained challenging and with slow recovery from the pandemic and lasting challenges in the workforce among other factors, engagement like our kickoffs and service opportunities make a difference in energizing the campaign anytime during the year. I am pleased to share that all these combined efforts you're hearing about today helped raise nearly $1.5 million to help our local neighbors, and that's worth more celebrating. So to do that, I'm going to turn it over now to Amanda Haley, our development lead, to present our campaign awards.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I would like to start off by thanking all of the companies, donors, and volunteers who participate in making our annual campaign a success. A special shout out goes to our annual Top 50 and all the companies that offered employees a way to give via their workplace. Those are all listed on pages 12 to 13 in the impact report, and they are also listed on this sign over by Diana. Our 2022-2023 Top 50 is again headlined by Purdue Farms and Tidal Health, whose leadership in giving is an inspiring example for other companies to get involved in employee campaigns and corporate giving. Together, these top 50 companies, school systems, foundations, and sponsors contributed over $1.14 million towards our annual campaign. Thank you all so much. Our full list of Corporate Anchor Society, along with our recognition of all donors who give at our leadership, anchor, and Tocqueville levels, will be available online next week in our expanded digital version, which you can access through our website or the QR code in the report. So now, we'll turn it over to our next two awards, which recognize excellence during the annual campaign. Remember, a workplace campaign's success is not based on just a number. It's all about the support from leadership and passion of the coordinators, from you. Their shared commitment to a positive, informative, and empowering experience is what helps employees join together to make a collective impact through giving. We just heard about the incredible legacy of the dynamic duo from Purdue and how they engage a team of department champions to manage their campaign. But the team approach works for companies of any size. So now we're going to go to our Coordinator of the Year, which I'm very excited about. The award for Coordinator of the Year is for a smaller company with a legacy of their own, whose coordinators are a team with big hearts and much enthusiasm. Running a workplace campaign takes time, communication, and dedication. This company and the team we're honoring today loves to give back, and it shows in the way they work together before, during, and beyond their campaign. They definitely put the fun in fundraising, with contests and an epic silent auction that somehow is better every year. They regularly communicate to all employees across all their locations about the impact their raffle ticket or auction winnings or payroll deduction pledge will have in our local community. They inspire their colleagues to join them and participate in our affinity groups, committees, and events. They define the spirit of community collaboration and partnership, and proudly keep our Live United signs out all year. They are givers and doers, and not just for United Way, but for many other nonprofits too. Remember when I said that campaign success is about commitment to a positive and empowering experience, and that inspires giving? Well, these ladies are proof of that, as last year their campaign reached their highest ever at over $43,000. What's more, the legacy of their company that I mentioned, well, that's a cool connection too, and it goes all the way back to 1944, when their founder and ours were one and the same. Mr. Avery Hall helped lay the groundwork for who we are today. I am so excited and honored to share with you our Coordinators of the Year. They're a team from Avery Hall Insurance. Please welcome and congratulate Karen Bromley, Christy Rose, Michelle Smith, and Megan Roy. Woo! Another round of applause for these fabulous, fabulous coordinators. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to move on to our Flame of Excellence, which I'm also very excited about. This celebrates organizations who are on fire to support the United Way campaign and our community. This year, we are honoring a group who are champions of young people to develop our future leaders. In addition to impacting thousands of students in the school system, this group of educators, faculty, administrators, and leadership engage on and off the clock with various community programs to provide support and resources to their students and families. Their history of giving through a workplace campaign spans 24 years and has raised almost $900,000 to date. For the last 4 campaigns, and again this year, they've been on top among the 4 county school systems and continue to break their own records, raising over $63,000 last year. The leadership, both in administration and the schools, inspire participation by sharing the impact United Way's programs and partners have for the families they serve. We are grateful for their partnership through our direct programs like Girls on the Run, Read to Succeed, Imagination Library, and they connect us with families who need a brighter holiday. We're welcome during Read Across America and in various community resource fairs and school kickoffs. And the way they give back isn't just through a workplace campaign. It's showing up over the years, whether that's through volunteerism with our affinity groups, our community impact or finance committees, or serving on our board of directors. They invest themselves in our community. Please join me in thanking Worcester County Public Schools for their support of United Way and dedication to our community as we present them with our Flame of Excellence Award. Let's welcome Superintendent Lou Taylor and the team at the Worcester County Public Schools table and their change makers to the stage.
Teach the children well, their father's help is slowly going by, and feed them on your dreams, the one they picked, the one you know by. Don't you ever ask them.
And we'll bring Roger back onto the stage.
Didn't even get a chance to sit down for 2 minutes. Let me also join Pam, Joy, and Amanda in congratulating our first award winners. Great way to start off the program for sure. You know, I have been involved, and thank you, Pam, with the United Way for many, many years, probably close to 2 decades, predating your leadership with this great organization. And I have always, and I mean always, been impressed with the leadership and the lasting impact that Purdue, Avery Hall, and the Worcester County Public School System have on the campaign's success each year. So again, give these 3 a big round of applause for all that they have done. That is so cool, so awesome. Hey, before we get into the next awards, though, I have a couple of fun facts and a couple of updates I want to point out to you, too. Being in healthcare, of course, anything that's health-related always piques my interest, right? And here's something that can fly under the radar sometimes, but I think you should know about this. Did you know that the United Way has a partnership with Single Care to offer prescription discounts regardless of your insurance status? There's a free app with price checking and wellness tools, and better, there is nothing special that you need to do to qualify for this discount. Simply use the app or the info card. There are some cards on your table, by the way, or if they happen to be all gone by the time you leave, you can ask your pharmacist if your medication has a Single Care discount. A lot of them do. We all know that even with insurance, some copays or deductibles can make certain prescriptions very, very hard to afford. So Single Care may help even if you have insurance. In fact, last year, over 1,500 of our local friends and neighbors saved nearly $170,000 on their prescriptions, and Pam told me that it helped her family too, and it could help yours, so check it out. Thank you, Single Care. So my other fun fact is about Tidal Health's Smart Start collaboration with the United Way to bring more families access to the Imagination Library, which you know officially launched last year. The impact report on your table covers the first 6 months and shows we had 400 babies enrolled in that program, helping us reach the milestone of over 5,000 children served each month. You heard Joy speak to that earlier in her remarks. That's pretty awesome. But I'm going to spill the beans. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here. We just hit our 1-year mark, and we now have 1,100 babies enrolled through the Smart Start program, which is so, so awesome. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause. Let me also offer my personal thanks, huge thanks to the United Way staff and to Tidal Health's Mother Baby and Special Care Nursery teams for their great work in keeping the enrollment process absolutely smooth and easy for families, and the welcome kits stocked for all the families to benefit from this great program. I also want to recognize our lead funding partners, the Richard A. Henson Foundation, the Donnie Williams Foundation, and PNC Bank for their continued leadership and support of the Imagination Library, along with many other sponsors and donors that help make this growth possible. So let them hear it from all of you in the room, please, one more time. All right, that's all I have to share for you with you for now. So it's my great pleasure to now invite Mary Mengenson, the Executive Vice President of the Board, who will lead us into our next award. Hey, Mary. How are you? Good to see you.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to hear how Smart Start is building an even stronger legacy of inspiring young readers through our Imagination Library. Gotta love Dolly Parton, right? And we're hearing a lot about legacies today. I'm here not just as future board chair, but in my day job with Avery Hall. I'm also connected through Avery Hall's nearly 80 years of being alongside United Way. I'm proud to be one of our 1944 Legacy Circle members, having added United Way into my future giving plans. I'm pleased to represent this group and share several more people that have joined me. So we're now at 16 members who have let us know that United Way is part of their plans too. I want to advocate for how easy it is to do this, with flexible options for any age or income level. Keeping our United Way's future works supported helps generations beyond ours make their community stronger too. I want to offer my congratulations to all the award recipients so far and thank them for creating their own legacies through their campaign involvement. We're going to move into the next individual awards now, starting with our Volunteer of the Year. When you have a friend or family member who is really passionate or works for a nonprofit, it's pretty easy to get voluntold to help out. I'm sure a few of us have experienced that. But for this honoree, that's never really the case. Despite a pretty strong connection with United Way, this person has always made her own mark. She is a lifelong legacy, see, there's that word again, of community support. During the holidays, she's done bell ringing for the Salvation Army, impersonated Mrs. Claus for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and has a long history of supporting her church's goals and outreach with volunteerism and leadership. She also now serves on the board of Salisbury Urban Ministries. She engages in activities and volunteering through our Women United and is involved with other women's faith and global advocacy groups too. She's a go-getter on our Holiday Ball Committee and has helped our emerging leaders with their holiday program. I'm seeing a trend here. I think she must like Christmas. She's been a great advocate and volunteer as a workplace campaign coordinator too. Though she recently retired after 38 years of teaching, she'll go back into the classroom to substitute because she loves helping kids conquer math. And when she's not doing that, she'll come into United Way, into the office to help out with whatever the team needs, even if that's her husband's way to have her come by, saying he needs her to help with his filing. Oh, and she's also supported countless events and has been a donor herself for the United Way for nearly 20 years, and in our Anchor Society for the last 16 years. So make no mistake, our Volunteer of the Year is never voluntold. She gives, advocates, and volunteers because it's in her heart to do so. Let's all congratulate Maggie Folkrod as our 2022-23 Volunteer of the Year. I'll welcome Ryan Jackson up now to share a little about our affinity groups and present our next award. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. When I joined the United Way team, I was amazed to learn not only how much our United Way does, but how many ways there are for people to connect with us and be part of our work. As you know, we have several affinity groups who do just that, and last year brought back more of the returning to normal ways for our volunteers to get involved again. Student United Way at Salisbury University haunted campus with the return of their annual Halloween Zombie 5K, and students really plugged in with more than 30 volunteer and advocacy projects during the year. Our Women United's signature programs, Read to Succeed and Girls on the Run, saw their resurgence continue. More schools welcomed volunteer reading coaches back to work one-on-one with students on fundamental reading skills. Girls on the Run participants grew to 117 on 9 teams in just our 4 counties. And the first local 5K for all Eastern Shore participants was right here, so our girls didn't have to go across the bridge anymore. I'll give a shout out that I'm really glad Women United finally had their Power of the Purse back too. After all, that's where I met my fiance Olivia. And so that event was a success all the way around. Well, I mean, hey, you're going to tell me go play a guitar in a room full of women? I like my chances on that one. Turned out I was right. Our emerging leaders had a great year of growth in numbers and outreach. They partnered again with Tidal Health and Purdue to provide bountiful Thanksgiving baskets for 29 local families. Women United and volunteers from our several campaign partners helped our emerging leaders make sure 116 children across our 4 counties had gifts under the tree, and their families had breakfast baskets too to enjoy over the holidays. When I was first given the task of being the staff liaison for emerging leaders, it was a group like many whose rhythm was thrown off by the pandemic and were struggling to get back into a groove. People slowly wanted to get back into community involvement, but finding a leader who had the time and energy to help boost us up was a challenge. It took some time and a lot of networking, but eventually I was introduced to this year's Affinity of Leader of the Year. This young man, on top of being chair of the Ocean City Chamber YPs, his work with the Salisbury JCs, managing a winning city councilman's campaign, and having a day job as development manager for Junior Achievement, and we know they had just a little bit going on, said, sure, I'll be your emerging leader chair. That's one more thing, right? He not only helped brainstorm great ideas on how to engage young professionals, he helped reform our structure and did outreach to bring new members in who wanted to make a difference too. He approaches life with a smile and a positivity that is contagious. And through all his endeavors, with the many hats on his head, Ricky ensured that hundreds of children's lives were positively impacted. Whether it was participating in a trunk or treat, delivering those Thanksgiving meals, or helping with not one, but 2 holiday gift programs for Lower Shore youth, again, on top of his outreach work to prepare our youth for their future careers, he is proof one person can make a difference. To the immediate past chair of my emerging leaders, sir, you have emerged. To the, ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Pollitt, our Affinity Leader of the Year.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean.
All right, thank you again. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Ryan. Congratulations to Maggie and to, where's Maggie? There's Maggie. And to my buddy, Ricky Pollitt. Thanks so much for all you do and continue to do for our United Way and for our community. All right, we're getting there, folks. We just have 2 more awards to present. I'd like to now ask Dr. Jamie Barrett to please join me on stage for our final individual award. Jamie, welcome. Always good to see you every year about this time. Thanks for again helping us to honor the commitment that your grandfather had for making our community a much better place. And that's with a capital M when I say a much better place for everyone. We'd also like to share a special thanks and welcome Lauren Barrett. Hey, Lauren, who is also here with us today. She's also Jim's granddaughter. The Jim Barrett Community Leadership Awards celebrates Jim's 20 remarkable years of service with our local United Way and the significant impact he made across the Lower Shore through his extended community involvement, and it was vast. This is our 19th year, by the way, of recognizing local community leaders who inspire others through their words, their deeds, and their heart for service, just like Jim. The winner not only receives an award, but their name is also added to a plaque that hangs in the offices of our United Way in Salisbury. This year's honoree, this is getting to be a trend, is out of town and could not join us today, but like our legacy winners, we had the chance to surprise him last week, and I'm going to turn it over to Jamie now to share more about our recipient and also to let us know how that surprise went. Jamie.
Thank you, Roger. Hello, everyone. I'm like, man, I'm short. This mic's a little bit tall for me. My cousin Lauren and I are happy to be here and help present the award honoring my grandpa's legacy in his honor of service and the community spirit. This year's honoree has been involved with the United Way for over 20 years, just like our grandpa. His commitment and leadership to the United Way grew along with his career. He served on multiple United Ways, both in Indiana and South Carolina, before coming to us nearly 10 years ago. It took him no time to plug into the Salisbury United Way. Since joining our board, he has served in many ways, including the community impact and executive committees. He'll tell you that luck would have it, his tenure as board chair began during the height of the pandemic. Lucky him. But when it would have been easy to be overwhelmed juggling all of the challenges that many of us had at work and home, he doubled down with his wisdom and flexibility and much needed humor to help lead everyone through it. He invested a significant amount of time on top of helping Warwick navigate the craziness of student and faculty needs and his own family's needs, the craziness that was going on during the pandemic, to ensure that the United Way stayed pinned at the top of his priority list, and his commitment never wavered. Beyond his United Way work, he has been an active leader in St. Peter's Episcopal Church and is the incoming senior warden, and will help lead the church's governance, mission, vision, and operations support, very similar to how a board of directors is chaired. In addition to serving on other local boards, he is very active and is now immediate past chair with Shore Leadership, a dynamic professional and personal development program that inspires community awareness and involvement. He's also a leader in giving beyond his time and expertise. He understands the importance of being a community's ongoing progress and future. He joined the 1944 Legacy Circle as one of the earliest donors to include our United Way in his planned giving. If you haven't guessed it yet, this year we're honoring Dr. Brian Newton. As many of you heard, he is out of town today, but we were able to pull off a pretty good surprise last week. Pam and I crashed the Warwick Board of Trustees meeting to present the award. And he was extremely confused and surprised when we said his name and gave him his beautiful work of origami. And being able to honor him in front of the college's leaders and faculty made it so special as well. So please help me to congratulate Dr. Brian Newton, so when he sees this on PAC 14, he can feel the love and appreciation from everyone here. Take us home, Roger.
Nice warm bed. You just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me.
All right, congratulations. As I mentioned before, Always great to see you, Jamie. Thank you so much. And Lauren, good to meet you too. Thank you for coming along and being a part of this today. Great to see you. Sounds like it was a great moment and a great surprise, and I am so happy that we were able to do that for Brian. Very cool. One other thing, we're absolutely on time. Isn't that awesome? I think that's exactly why you like me to do this. Because I keep the wheels on this thing for the most part, and I get us out of here on time too. So with a few final comments and one more award to present, let me bring Pam back up to the stage to close out, and I'll be back shortly to close out our program.
Thanks, Roger. And Jamie, thank you again for being here, and Lauren for making Brian's surprise special too. We pulled that off very last minute because just the stars and schedules aligned, and it was actually really cool. The look of confusion on his face when we walked in that trustees meeting was epic. So I'm going to be honest and share that the fundraising, as you heard me talk about earlier, continues to be challenging this year. Just going to be straight. And I just want to also, give an important reminder that our United Way needs all of us to stay engaged and inspire others to be involved. If you haven't made a gift this year, please consider doing so, or join one of our upcoming events. If your company hasn't yet run their campaign, or you'd like to find out more about starting one, please reach out to our team. You've heard how it can be fun, and any size group can make a difference when giving together. So, and the reason I bring that up is not just because of the dollars, which obviously we need those, but it's really about the need for the dollars. So our updated ALICE report, released in 2023, demonstrates that over 43% of local households right here on our 4 counties struggle to make ends meet. Here in Somerset County, that jumps to 56%. More than half of families can barely make it happen each month. And that's the highest in Maryland. These families are working, but simply do not earn enough to cover the high costs of the basic essentials like housing, food, transportation, or health care. And did you know that for most ALICE families, childcare is actually the #1 expense every month? The new release also includes expanded and new online tools with interactive features to help any of us, no matter what your work, professional, personal work is, identify the needs, see how our communities compare, and check out how others' communities have found creative solutions to complex problems. But please understand, we all know ALICE, whether it's at work, at home, or school, in this room. They're reaching out more and more for help. In the last 12 months, the 211 hotline, through our partner, the Life Crisis Center, one of the 4 call centers for Maryland, and they field all the calls for the entire 9 Eastern Shore counties and overflow for the rest of the state, fielded just in our 4 counties over 4,700 calls last year, with over half of those calls needing help with housing or shelter or utilities, followed by mental and physical health connections and addictions and food. That's big stuff. I know that kind of dampens our celebration a little bit, but I'm going to refocus on the positive now, because even though we have those challenges, the good news is we have the power to keep doing something about it together. For example, to help meet that food need, the Maryland Food Bank distributed over 6 million pounds of food through outreach events in underserved communities and partnerships who have pantries, soup kitchens, and other programs. This is a great example of partnership at work, and one of the many reasons we are honored to help fund those. Collaborating on community-wide solutions and helping nonprofits build their capacity to serve is also a strong focus of our mission. Beyond the dollars we provide every month, we know that sharing best practices, building connections, and leveraging talents and resources is a great way to further support our partners. But of course, we don't do this alone either. So last year, we were thrilled to collaborate again with the Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore and PACE at Salisbury University for the annual Nonprofit Summit to bring affordable and local access for high-quality professional development. We were super honored to have Governor Wes Moore as our inspiring keynote, and attendees embraced the many opportunities they had to learn, network, and even dig into some self-care. This year's is just over a month away and slated to be even better, so a shout out to all of our nonprofit partners in the room that registration's open, but you'll want to do that soon because this year we definitely have to limit our spots. And believe it or not, all of this was kind of a long and windy road leading up to our final award because helping partners is something they do a lot of. The Spirit of the Shore Award recognizes a company for overall excellence, compassion, philanthropic service, not only as a United Way partner, but also as a community leader. And this organization is all of that and then some, but it'll be a little hard to keep the surprise hanging on this one, but here we go. I've had the pleasure of working with them for many of my years at United Way, and while in my early years that was less frequent, I have always been impressed with their reach and the impact they have across the Lower Shore. When I moved into my current position, leadership here, their leadership, both staff and board leadership of their team, were all supportive and very open to building a stronger partnership. And I'm so thankful that we've done just that. Our teams collaborate in probably more ways than I can count and leverage the strengths each bring. Whether we're working on one of many programs or projects to support the nonprofit sector or learning about important history and injustices together through a book club or screening a film together, we're finding ways to explore new solutions for ongoing challenges that our nonprofits face. Heck, we even share board members. And beyond that, they directly support our work with a campaign and event sponsorships. They're always in our top 50 and have funded our programs like Imagination Library and Girls on the Run. Plus, they're a sponsor statewide and advocate for ALICE, too. While their mission connects people to causes that matter, every day, the way in which they do this and the heart they put into it makes the difference. They get hands-on beyond their work and volunteer, too. These awesome humans share artistic talent for fundraising auctions, get hands dirty in a garden, they mentor, they help at JA, they're active with Kind Salisbury, they serve on the school board, and even spend weekends running to empower those with varying abilities to compete a 5K. And those are just a few examples that I could think of. There's no doubt our community and the nonprofit sector are stronger because of their mission and people, but our United Way is blessed because of their wide range of support and friendship. They truly embody the spirit of the shore, and for me personally, Erica, thank you for being a mentor and a friend. Let's hear it for our Spirit of the Shore nominee, our honoree, Community Foundation of the Eastern Shore. Sorry, we're sappy. Well, I am glad I made it through without really completely crying. Thank you all for what you do. All right, so thank you again, everyone, for being with us today. Roger's going to close us out with a few last reminders real quick. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Safe travels back to home or work.
I just told Pam, good job keeping that together. I really didn't think she was going to make it through that. Honestly, I would have bet money there was no way she was going to get through that as well as she did. Pam, thank you. And thank you again for having me back as your Master of Ceremonies. This has been great. I love it. Always wonderful, and I appreciate you having the confidence in me. Thank you. And from all of you out there, how about another round of applause, please, for all of our award winners today? Yeah, great group of people, and thank you, everyone, and thank you for the incredible contributions you continue to make in our community. All right, As Pam mentioned, I do have a couple of things to bring to your attention before I get you out of here today. Please take the impact report with you that's on your table, and if there are extras, please feel free to grab them. Spend some time getting to learn more about your local United Way and our shared impact. And don't forget that you can find expanded donor and community lists online via the website or by scanning the QR code. That's always simple. Also, be sure to follow the United Way socials. Join one of our Facebook groups or check our website for upcoming events and ways to get involved. And I know the golf tournament is not that far away. That's just down the road. We love playing in that. Our emerging leaders, our Women United, Student United Way groups are a fantastic way to connect with others, to build your network, to learn more about the things that are going on in your community, the needs that we have locally, and to really be hands-on. And I mean that. Hands-on in making a difference. And check out our Get Connected volunteer site too. Over 150 local nonprofits who will share their volunteer needs and events. There's always something for individuals or groups to plug into for a volunteer project, an event, an assistance, board service, you name it. There are countless ways that you can make our communities better. And I thank you for doing that. And as you've heard today, Living United is not just about what happens during this workplace campaign or when an annual donation is made by any of you or any of your companies. The impact we make together happens every day, every year, through every gift, through every hour that we give, every kindness that we share, every story that we hear, every connection that we make. And that is exactly, my friends, how we live united. Award winners, again, congratulations. Thank you. If you'd like additional photos, you can get them taken to my right up here before you leave. Thanks so much to all of you in this room for being here today. Have a great rest of your day. The weekend, my friends, is upon us. Enjoy your weekend. Safe travels back home or to work, and maybe we won't see you again. Maybe we're just going to step aside for a second.
No, I'm so sorry. So let me just clarify that our award winners are please asked to definitely join us for a photo,
okay.
because I want a picture with y'all.
Good.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sure. That's clarity right there, friends. That's what I say. So let me just say thank you again. Please have safe travels on your way home. We'll see you again soon, and live united. Thank you so much.